Alright, what's good? What's good? What's good, man? It's been a minute since I did a reaction video, but let's get into it. We about to turn up with this shit, man.
Tragic incident and the many ways it could have been prevented. Be warned, we will be covering the flaws in child protective services surrounding abusive parents and why those services need to focus more on helping the victims in these cases over their abusers. This may seem straightforward, but domestic situations can become very complicated in cases where the abuser is the parent of a victim. Let's step back a moment and get some background on what exactly led up to this heinous crime. In December of 2015, Julissa Thaler and Tory Hart's child, Eli Kenneth Alejo Hart, was born. However, their relationship quickly went south. Court summons suggest that Julissa has a long history of substance abuse, including suspicions that she exposed Eli to a controlled substance while she was pregnant. The next line in the summons mentions Eli's genetic disorder, Townes-Brocks syndrome, which left baby Eli with hearing loss and cleft feet. At this time, Julissa filed police complaints against Tory. She later admitted to the complaints being false, and that because of her mental health issues, she constantly accuses Hart of things that he doesn't do. After years of custody battles and allegations of abuse, Julissa and Tory undergo court-ordered evaluations. For years, Julissa gains custody of Eli, but struggles with homelessness. In October 2020, Dakota County Social Services find Eli at Julissa's decrepit home, naked and without hearing aids. The social worker on scene could not locate shoes or clothes for Eli outside of a single set of pajamas. DCSS found a flooded upper floor bathroom, eggs broken and smeared throughout the main level, and food in various stages of decay around the main floor. Julissa is hospitalized for mental health issues, but Eli is returned to her care afterward. Around 3 months later, Child Protective Services again took Eli and placed Julissa into custody on a mental health and welfare hold. Julissa was presenting signs of psychosis and claims that she was hearing voices related to self-harm, among other paranoid delusions. This time, Eli was found with matted hair, cuts on his arms, and without his hearing aids. According to a court summons, Dakota County Judge Timothy Wormiger found it contrary to the welfare of Eli to permit him to remain in Julissa's care because of these 8 reasons, which includes Eli's risk of harm, his lack of food, clothing, shelter, and education, along with Julissa's criminal history and psychosis. Over the next few years, Julissa again and again proves she's not fit to be a parent. Throughout, Tory continuously signals to officials his concerns, which continue to go unheard. Here are just a few things Julissa has done, according to a court summons and numerous reports. Julissa told a story of dropping Eli's sippy cup off the side of a cliff in Colorado when he was younger. Her solution? She tied a rope to herself and climbed down to get it, leaving Eli unattended, open to the possibility of him falling off the cliff to his death. During visitation, Julissa berated Eli for the problems in her life and relationship, blaming him for the rotten food in her home, even after rotten food continued to exist in her household. After Eli was taken into foster care, Julissa told a social worker she can't eat or sleep and that she was living off Mountain Dew and cigarettes. After Julissa's visitations, Eli would have bathroom accidents, which was not typical for him. Julissa showed Eli disturbing videos she took of cat feces, along with images of naked women. Julissa gifted
She fucked up in the head. Like, I don't know what else to
Eli
say.
a smartwatch and would call and text him during Tory's visitation time. In the time Julissa needed to better herself for the court to gain custody of Eli, she had the police called on her over 20 times in a 10-month span. Julissa set up a noise machine in her home because she believed neighbors were spying on her. Julissa submitted numerous false police reports of Tory, claiming he was stalking her and was on methamphetamines. Both these accusations and more were disproven. During DCSS visits to her home, Julissa was found to be raising ducks in her living space, despite her attempts to hide them during inspections. 2 separate landlords kicked her out for causing problems. Julissa reportedly drove erratically when dropping Eli off at school, speeding on multiple occasions, and supposedly left tire marks on school grounds. While at school, Eli told teachers he didn't sleep the night before when he was with Julissa. His behavior
Eve to me is basically freedom. It's a giant open universe where you
in foster care for 466 days. Despite the recorded evidence that Julissa was not fit to parent Eli, Dakota County Judge Tim Wormiger removed a vehicle that was missing a tire and had its back window smashed open. Officers would soon pull her over.
Yeah, they got her here.
Driving like that? That doesn't raise suspicion at all, huh?
Copy that.
After a few minutes, two officers approach her vehicle from either side. According to police reports, the officers noticed shotgun shells, blood in the vehicle, and on Julissa herself, and what appeared to be gunshot holes in the back of the car seat. Julissa herself seems overly calm about the whole situation. According to police reports, she claimed the blood on her came from removing a tampon. Other suspicious claims were also made by Julissa, as seen from this limited body cam footage.
There is no tire there. All right. There's what?
There's blood all over the car.
Traffic violation. I have a broken windshield and I'm missing a tire because some kids were shooting at my car. I had some.
What looks like blood in there? And
It's not blood. It's deer meat. I had a big bag of. There's a farm around here that does deer meat and hamburgers. So.
shotgun shells all over this. Yeah.
Despite the incredibly questionable scene the officers discovered Julissa in, the officers decided to release her, personally chauffeuring her a ride home to her apartment. The officers who work in Hennepin County, home to Minneapolis, also may have feared getting a complaint from the woman, factoring into their decision-making. According to news reports, the search warrant for Julissa's vehicle indicated the police released her because she was growing impatient, cold, and refused to sit in the squad. Back at the blood-soaked vehicle, officers developed probable cause and did a deeper search of the vehicle.
Holy. We got a body. All right, let's cover it.
According to reports, officers rushed back to the apartment where they'd just dropped Julissa off. They discovered she was no longer there. She left a washing machine running with what was later determined to be filled with the clothes she was just wearing. Soon after, officers located Julissa leaving the area on foot, and she was placed under arrest. Officers then observed that she had what appeared to be brain matter in her hair. Based off witness statements and off the physical damage her vehicle left on the road, officers were able to track the past movements of the vehicle. Along this route, they found multiple locations where blood and brain matter had been.
Nah, that is crazy. What? So who she shot though? You talking about brain and blood matter was on her hair, nigga? She just driving around with. Hey man, people be in this world tweaking, man.
Been discarded. One dumpster had a bloody child booster seat that had
No, she shot her son.
sustained damage from a shotgun blast. In another dumpster, officers located a backpack, blood, bone, and what appeared to be more brain matter. We've elected to not show the photos containing blood or human remains. In court, more shocking evidence would come out against Julissa. According to a source from KARE 11, these are some of the search terms from Julissa's browser history, which includes how much blood can a 6-year-old lose, how life insurance investigates a death claim, and how much does life insurance pay for a dead child, among others.
So you basically premeditated the whole thing. 6-year-old at that, bro? What?
Other damning searches. It was later determined that Julissa had shot Eli 9 times in the head and torso area of his body, likely while he was strapped in his car seat. Thorough work by police and detectives also uncovered surveillance video showing Eli being escorted by Julissa in the moments prior to his murder. The video, which shows the boy smiling and playing, would tragically be the last video of the child. At one point, Julissa's own grandmother and father even disagreed with the handling of the custody case leading up to the murder. Julissa's grandmother claimed Tori doesn't have a mean bone in his body, and said of her granddaughter Julissa that she is good at manipulating people, and I blame the court system for not helping her out. We all told the social workers that she needs to be institutionalized, not just for a month, but maybe for a year or more. But nobody listened. Julissa's father said, I gave the judge her detailed mental health history. I told him that she was displaying paranoia and auditory hallucinations. I said I feared for Eli's safety. It all fell on deaf ears. Julissa did not mince words with how she felt about the situation.
Ms. Stoller, you have a right to speak this morning if you'd like. You don't have any obligation to speak, but if you'd like to choose to speak, now is the time to do it.
Yes, I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
Told him that she was displaying paranoia and auditory hallucinations. I said I feared for Eli's safety. It all fell on deaf ears. Julissa did not mince words with how she felt about the situation.
Ms. Stoller, you have a right to speak this morning if you'd like. You don't have any obligation to speak, but if you'd like to choose to speak, now is the time to do it.
Yes, I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
I'm innocent. You all, you're garbage. That's all you're on.
Clearly, Julissa's lawyer isn't too happy about her choice of words.
Ms. Fowler, I don't know that that's appropriate here.
Sorry, I told you what somebody else can.
Julissa Thaler was sentenced with first-degree predetermined murder and second-degree intentional murder for shooting Eli no less than 9 times. She has received life in prison without the possibility of parole. Currently, Tori is in the process of suing the defendants and a caretaker of Eli, who continue to suggest reuniting Eli with Julissa. That outcome is yet to be determined. Unfortunately, this is not the only case of this nature that was mishandled by Minnesota, and more specifically Dakota County and Ramsey County Child Support Services. Most recently, Child Protective Services has again come under scrutiny after allowing a parent with a violent history custody of his children. In this case, it was a father who won custody and would later go on to shoot and kill 2 Burnsville police officers and a firefighter with a rifle on Sunday, February 18, 2024, while 7 of his children were with him. The standoff ended when the father took his own life. This interview, conducted by a source from KARE 11, shows...
Bro, what is going on in this world, man? That you feel like you gotta take somebody else's life, then turn around and take your own life in front of your kids. And they say it's several kids, so it's more than one. So, like, bro, what?
the frustrations that the mother of some of the children has with the way her custody...
So now your kids gotta grow up. My dad just killed all these cops in front of us, turned around to kill himself. So we fatherless. Probably got PTSD due to my pops just killed 3 cops or whatever they said. 2 cops and a firefighter.
Custody case was handled.
What?
Even though their dad is this monster, you know, that's still their father. You know, they had unconditional love for him. And it hurts me because it's like somebody so evil like that and they still get all the love from their children. He could have took them. He could have done a lot, you know, so my main focus is just to get their mental health in order, you know, because it's not gonna
What I just said, they gonna have, they bring them.
be like overnight. It's gonna be something that's an ongoing thing.
A statement released by Ramsey County in Minnesota has this to say about these kinds of cases. In Minnesota, counties are required by law to work toward family reunification in child protection cases unless specifically accepted by statute. When a parent is found to be compliant with court orders during the period their child is placed out of the home, a child must be returned to the parent's care. Following reunification with their child, a parent is no longer legally compelled to work with social services. A family may also relocate of their own volition. Hopefully, swift changes in how cases like these are handled happen soon to prevent future tragedies.
I'm gonna let y'all read that, but
They locked me up and they put me away. Face the time, ain't nothing to say. The way they pulled up, they put the gun on my face. It was fucked up, had nothing to say.